A sweep? The Braves are pretty much the best team in baseball. Last time they played the Fish, it was a massacre, holding our heads in the toilet, a ton of home runs. It was one of the worst series I've ever seen. So with the wild card as tight as it is, I think most Fish fans were just hoping to take one game off the Braves. But things started nice enough with a leadoff homer from Luis Arraez. He's been going deep a lot more lately, and that's always appreciated. And that wouldn't be all from the Fish in the first. A triple from Jesus Sanchez made it 3-0. After barely scoring at all in Milwaukee, this was a huge first inning. Still, the Braves are a very talented team, and by the time the fifth inning had rolled around, they were up 6-4. You might expect the Fish to just call it a day right there. I mean, 4 runs is a lot of runs. But Luis Arraez, the absolute angel that he is, he goes deep for a second time. Mr. Single showing he can really put the ball wherever he wants. Now it's 6-5 with 2 outs. Jazz Chisholm up to bat. Doesn't like the call one bit, but he sticks with it, fouls one off, then he drops down to snag a nice hit below the zone. Crazy that Acuna held him to a single, but still a great hit from Jazz on that lefty-lefty matchup. He's on first with 2 outs, and Hampson comes through with a huge double. Jazz sprints home, that's going to tie the game. Hampson been real solid all year, back and forth from the minors. He asked for some sauce, and he's earned it. And the inning is still going. Some walks and a plunked batter loaded up for none other than Jacob Stallings, the bald catcher. Probably one of the weakest woodsmen on the team, but he's been a lot better lately. Might as well give him a shot. He's cool and collected at the plate, brushing dust around. And then he goes down and slips a ball right on the line. That clears the bases. One of the most unbelievable moments I've seen all season. He's easily one of the worst hitters on the team, but he comes through with a wild clutch hit to secure the game. And that's only game 1. Game 2, things were almost looking back to normal. It was 6 pitches in, and the Braves had hit 2 home runs, and it was 3-0. But Luis Arraez goes for the leadoff homer once again, because why not? What can't he do? After some fielding shenanigans, Gurriel sends a 3-run bomb over the fence. This guy hasn't played very much at all since the break, and when he has played, it wasn't too pretty. So that's another guy exploding right when the team needs him most. Of course, that's not going to be the end for the Braves, though. They tie it up 5-5, and then Nardi loads the bases in the 8th. Luckily, Tanner Scott, the Rock, comes in first pitch. He's been unreal lately, and I don't want to hear any complaints about the homer against the Mets. Speaking of great players, with 2 outs, Jake Burger connects on a go-ahead 2-run blast. Just barely glides it into the ivy. That's a magical swing. This guy has been so consistently solid with his wood. And wouldn't you know it, all with 2 outs, the Braves keep walking guys and bumbling their way around until Jazz comes up with the bases loaded, rips a grand slam. First Marlins grand slam this season. Just shows you the game-changing power of the cover athlete. Shows you the magic coursing through the veins of this team. And it puts a nail in the coffin for that game, 11-5. Good night. Oh, and he hits another grand slam the very next day. Jazz Rardo back-to-back grand slams. This kid is unbelievable. The team is unbelievable. Blowing out one of their biggest bullies, sweeping them. I mean, this was like opposite day. The Fish clobbered the best team in baseball like it was fight night at the retirement home. Luzardo looked great. Soler came off the IL and he had a homer. Every game counts with this wildcard race, and emotionally, these games count for about 10 wins. Frankly, the season has looked over a couple times throughout the year, but these Marlins just keep finding ways to amaze. It's really what baseball is all about. The spunky underdogs winning against all odds with pure heart and passion. I'm absolutely amped, and I can't wait for the World Series win. Let me know what you think in the comments, and make sure you're going to the games and screaming your heads off. Let's go Fish.